Her daughter was complaining of severe stomach pain and a splitting headache. Symptoms so intense she could barely stand up. The mother said she trusted the system. She believed her daughter would receive medical attention, relief, and guidance. She would receive something. Instead, her daughter was eventually placed in surgical medical east, and that's where the mother says the nightmare truly began. According to this mother, for 2 long weeks, her daughter did not receive any care. For 2 long weeks, her child was neglected. She claims that despite her daughter being critically ill, the daughter was placed in a bed directly across from the nurse's station, and her curtain remained closed, cutting her off from visibility, cutting her off from observation, and cutting her off from the very people tasked with keeping her alive. In the mother's own words, she says, no one was monitoring her child. No one checked her consistently, and no one took note of her deteriorating condition. The mother describes constantly asking questions, seeking answers, trying to understand why a child seemed to be getting worse, not better. Then came the moment this mother says she will never recover from. On Friday evening, she, the child's father, and her other daughter, her granddaughter, a child who should never have to witness such trauma, arrived at the ward to visit her daughter. They walked to the bed where her daughter was. The curtain was still closed. And as they opened the curtain, reality struck. The mother says they found her daughter dead in the bed in Princess Margaret Hospital. Found her daughter dead in the bed. No staff was around. There was no urgency to what was going on. There was no explanation to what was going on. There was no attempt to revive this poor child. Just silence. The mother said her daughter who was someone else's mother, who was someone's child, who was someone's whole world, died alone, unseen, unnoticed, in a room full of healthcare workers who never even looked her way. In Mom's viral post, she did not hold back her heartbreak or her rage. She specifically called out the nurses and the staff in Surgical Medical East, the people who worked there the previous 2 weeks, except for 2 senior nurses who she praised for their compassion. Her message, Mom's message, was raw. You all will be held accountable for my daughter's death. Total neglect. It's not about money. Money can't bring my child back. It's the principle. Tonight, that mother is demanding justice. She is demanding accountability. And Bahamians across social media who saw that story on the Bahamas Times are demanding answers. A young woman walked into the hospital in pain. 2 weeks later, her family walked into the hospital and found her dead in her bed, behind a closed curtain, just a couple feet away from the nurse's desk. How does something like this happen? How is it that no one noticed? And the next question you have to ask is, how long was this girl dead in the bed?